Gun responded with arrogance, citing gender as a reason and appointing their vice captain, also a girl, claiming she was sufficient to face someone like Lu. Aang ignored Black Gun's underestimating remarks about their team leader, smiling, and advising him not to underestimate Lu. The match commenced, and Lu confidently suggested they end it quickly. Her opponent recognized Lu as a member of the well-known C2 family, a martial arts powerhouse in Helios City. Undeterred, the opponent gladly accepted Lu's challenge, her blue agility aura emanating as they prepared for the fight. Lu, surrounded by the aura of her green regeneration core, swiftly lunged towards her opponent, delivering a lightning-fast punch. The opponent, who managed to block Lu's strike, was taken aback by Lu's intense speed. In a moment of distraction, Lu exploited the opening and disarmed her opponent with a strike enhanced by her core ability. The opponent, shocked by the swift turn of events, dropped her weapon due to Lu's skill. Lu's suspicions were confirmed as she theorized that her opponent's squad, despite graduating before them, relied solely on teamwork and neglected individual training, rendering them incompetent at solo battles. It was too late for Lu's enemy, as she infused her attack with energy, causing her opponent's muscles to spasm out of control, leaving her helpless and open to incoming attacks. Lu followed up with an intense beating, leaving Black Gun watching with terror as his teammate was thrashed in the arena. Thus, the first match concluded with Lu triumphant. She left the arena, snobbishly thanking her opponent for letting her win. As she descended, onlookers chattered, praising her skills and mocking her teammates for relying solely on her capabilities. The outcome of the match infuriates Black Gun, leading him to volunteer as Lu's next opponent. He increased the stakes, raising the bet to 20 points this time, to which Lu gladly accepted. However, Aang interrupted, reasoning that she had just finished fighting and needed a break, so he would take her place instead. Chapter 23. Black Gun was outraged by Aang's sudden interference, expressing his desire to face only their team captain, Lu. Aang, in response, provided a logical explanation, stating that as Lu was their captain, it was only fitting to face Aang first before challenging Lu herself. He goaded Black Gun, asserting that Black Gun lacked the capability to fight him. This provocation worked as Black Gun impulsively accepted the challenge, surprising his teammates as he fell into Aang's obvious bait. The two contenders ascended the stage, preparing for their impending battle. Black Gun's primary weapon was a potent gun, which he exchanged for a training version using air bullets to reduce lethality while maintaining pain. Aang expressed surprise at the existence of such a weapon in this day and age but confidently warned Black Gun to aim well, despite Black Gun's reputation as an exceptional marksman. Unfazed, Black Gun welcomed Aang's confidence, suggesting that Aang could use any weapon he desired to avoid claims of unfairness after the bout. Aang, contemplating a choice of weapons, reminisced about a weapon from his past life but ultimately decided to use his bare fists. Black Gun and his team were shocked by Aang's choice, ridiculing him for what they perceived as arrogance. Black Gun guaranteed that he wouldn't give Aang any chances and handicap as he refused his gracious offer to choose any weapon, but Aang casually brushed off his opponent's babbling. On the sidelines, Aang's team engaged in conversation, with Snow humorously mocking Black Gun's team, confident that Black Gun was in for a surprise, unaware of Aang's recent accomplishments, defeating a one-fin demon and sparring with their squadron leader, Yao Tang. Tomo, in particular, was excited for Aang's fight. Lu, however, remained quiet, troubled by the thought that Aang might be significantly stronger than her. She grappled with the idea that, as a team captain, she might be weaker than her own teammate. The recollection of her recent conversations with her father about Aang kept troubling her, and she worried that these thoughts were becoming more frequent. Back at the arena, the battle between Aang and Black Gun commenced, with Black Gun quickly retreating to a distance advantageous for his ranged weapon. His plan was to shoot Aang before he could close in. However, Aang's mind was solely focused on his goals, to secure first place and surpass his achievements from his past life. With the squadron leaders already aware of the extent of his strength, there was no need for him to hide it. Black Gun halted a short distance away, believing he had found the perfect position to attack Aang. He aimed and fired his first bullet, confident it would hit. Yet, Aang, utilizing his demonic power, dodged the bullet at a thrilling speed. Swiftly, he turned and rushed towards Black Gun. Anticipating this, Black Gun attacked again, faster and with a tracking ability. The barrage of bullets, unleashed at high speed, was meant to overwhelm Aang. However, this was part of Aang's plan to showcase his strength. Activating the Water Demon's abilities, Aang skillfully dodged the multiple bullets and closed in on Black Gun. Frustrated, Black Gun realized he was in a bind and decided to use his ultimate skill, the accurate explosive bullet. Charging his gun with energy, he plans to unleash a burst of energy towards Aang. Just as Black Gun was about to fire, Aang activated his wood-type ability, conjuring a vine to restrain Black Gun's foot and disrupt his balance. The bullet intended for Aang is shot upwards, leaving Black Gun vulnerable to Aang's assault. Aang swiftly disarmed Black Gun, sending him flying across the arena with a powerful kick. As Black Gun lay on the ground, clutching his stomach in disbelief, Aang slammed the confiscated gun and demanded the 20 points owed for the defeat. Black Gun, still reeling, couldn't comprehend the turn of events. Aang's team celebrated another victory, earning more points. Lu remained silent, reflecting on Aang's incredible speed and footwork that she struggled to follow. Aang's team's success attracted the attention of other teams and young warriors, prompting more challengers. Even older, more experienced teams took up the challenge. With each battle, their points steadily increased and their team rose swiftly in the ranks. At the end of the month, Team Lu achieved first place in squadron leader Yao Tang's ranks, securing their spot in the final competition. The stage was set for the ultimate showdown among the top 3 teams. Chapter 24. In the corridors of the Colosseum, Joel engaged in a conversation with his fellow squadron leaders about the sudden rise of Lu's team to the top of the rankings. He commended them on the remarkable achievement of surpassing the other 8 teams so swiftly. Jel provided the details, explaining how the team strategically bet their points, winning more than they lost. However, she criticized Yao Tang for not intervening, deeming their method messy and desperate. Yao Tang defended his decision, stating that since the team relied on their own strength to earn points, there was no need for him to intervene. With the combined strength of Aang, Lu, Snow, and Tomo, the team was a formidable force. Joel noted that it was the first time in many years that a new team had joined the finals, and word had spread about their accomplishments. The 3 leaders braced themselves as Yao Tang opened the doors leading to the arena, signaling the commencement of the annual team competition. Upon entering the arena, they were greeted by the 2 top teams, Joel's Brilliant Squad and Jel's Star Flower Squad. One of Jel's curious team members thoughtlessly asked Yao Tang what Lu's team ate to become so strong and ascend the ranks rapidly. Joel's team displayed an arrogant demeanor, snidely remarking on Yao Tang's team being newcomers. On the Colosseum grounds, Aang's team glanced at the other teams above the stands, preparing their bodies for the upcoming competition. Snow shared information about the renowned status of the 2 top teams in Helios City, with rumors even circulating about the next 3 squad leaders being selected from them. Aang remained unfazed, suggesting they work harder if the other teams were as impressive as Snow described. In his mind, he was confident that even with his seemingly frail body, borrowing demonic power would enable him to compete with a one-finned level warrior like Yao Tang, making it feasible to secure first place. Jel arrived at the grounds, calling for the teams to gather. Her squad eagerly assembled, expressing their desire to visit a B-rank city once they secured first place to buy clothes. The leader of the Brilliant Squad mocked the girls for their seemingly superficial goals, emphasizing their focus on meeting stronger warriors in B-rank cities. The girls fired back, asserting the importance of buying clothes for them. As the 2 squads exchanged banter, Joel and Yao Tang arrived at the grounds. Joel teased the 2 squad leaders about potentially falling for each other during their argument. Yao Tang glanced at his squad and called them to join the assembly, signaling the beginning of the competition. He then explained the structure of the finals, detailing its 2 segments divided into team and solo battles. The accumulation of points from these encounters would ultimately determine the triumphant team. Jel, following Yao Tang's lead, heightened the anticipation by teasing the upcoming revelation of the competition's prize. With an infectious enthusiasm, she assured the participants that the reward would exceed expectations. Joel stepped into the spotlight, maintaining the suspense around the prize. In a dramatic reveal, He announced that the victorious team would earn the coveted opportunity to stay and enter